It's a little bit chilly out today. We're packed in. It is Saturday the 11th, I want to say, 11th of November. It's Veterans Day, I believe. I guess in the UK we call it Remembrance Day. But anyway, hello, welcome. My name is Mina. This is the Knitting Expat Podcast vlog, I guess. And yeah, it is 6:10 in the morning on a Saturday, and I'm up and got a coffee, fed the cats. Perry and Layla are still asleep. Just settling in. So you may have seen some footage already that I put up. I'm not sure how I'm going to do this, but basically yesterday we were Perry was working from home, so we got to hang out a little bit, went out a little bit, and then in the afternoon I was down in Brooklyn to head over to Kristen's house. Kristen, who is Villain Vine Yarns and has the Yarngasm podcast. She was hosting a knit night in her new dye studio, which she has dubbed the Dye Dungeon because that makes sense. And yeah, so a bunch of us went round there for the evening, which was really fun. It was so much fun to see everyone again and catch up and knit and sit and eat and chat and all that sort of stuff. Catch up basically, because we hadn't seen each other in over a month, I think. Anyway, it was really good fun, and I've got some small amounts of footage from that, so I will include that. Will have been included already, you'll have seen it. But yeah, I'm not entirely sure what our plan is for today. We've got quite a low-key day. This afternoon or early evening, Jacqueline's coming over. Jacqueline, who hosts the Brooklyn Knit Folk podcast, she's coming over to babysit for us tonight. So Perry and I are gonna go see a film, which should be nice. And yeah, just one quick thing I wanted to show you. Yesterday, before I went round to Kristen's, I had a bit of time to kill. I was a bit early, so I popped into Old Navy. There was an Old Navy nearby in the direction I was headed, and I popped in really quickly and I got this adorable little sleep suit for Layla. How cute is this? It is so adorable. I can't even handle it. It is so darn cute. So picked this up at Old Navy for her, and I kind of wish they had adult sized versions of this for me, but that's probably a little bit ridiculous. And that's pretty much it for now. I'm just going to sit down. I've got a couple of heels to pop into a pair of socks. I took these vanilla socks with me finally as my go-to knitting for yesterday, and I can open, I always do this, try and open the zipper one-handed, and it never ends well. One second, there we go. And yeah, so I basically, that's how they're knitting up. I got to the heel, just got to pop a heel in for the socks, and we're good to go. So I'm going to do that this morning, I think, whilst everyone is still sleeping. And yeah. Oh, just because you can't get what you want doesn't mean you get to throw a strop.
Yes, it does. It very much does. Oh, come here, honey. You. Oh, look, and I turn you around, and suddenly she's all smiles. This is like, tricked you.
Alright, so we had a bit of a busy morning so far. Perry's just taken Layla to Gymboree this morning, and I decided to stay at home because my back's been quite painful and I've just not felt up for it. But I wanted to show you, I actually did finish these last night. So these were Perry's Christmas socks out of the alpaca sock yarn. So I still need to block these, but he's tried them on and they fit him perfectly. So there's that. I didn't actually get to do those heels this morning. I ended up working on something else. These are the socks out of the Cozy Knitter yarn. I'm past the heel now and working on the leg, so I can show you that part. I mean the foot. So I can show you that part. There you go. So you can see the colorway, it's rainbows, and I'm striping them in opposite directions because that was the easiest way to do it, and I actually quite like that effect. So there's that. And yeah, otherwise I've just been sorting through some of Layla's clothes, trying to take out the stuff that's a bit too small for her now and rotating in some new stuff. So yeah, I'm still halfway through that, but now that I've got a bit of time of quiet at home, I'm just going to take the opportunity to sit and knit for a bit. So yeah, that's that for now. Look up, you know.
Oh, she's sitting on my neck. Like, we have to like literally do this to yeah. Where'd Nugget go? Where'd she go? She's like, come on.
Thanks,
Yeah.
What are you doing?
It's gonna be a nightmare now. You're gonna be climbing over everything.
Hey?
Yeah,
pulling yourself up. Oh, there you go. You pulled yourself up for the first time.
Well done.
Yay! Good job.
Our lives are forever changed.
Look at you.
Yeah. 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 Morning guys, it is Monday 13th of November. It has been, oh jeez, I feel so tired this morning for some reason. It is just gone 6:30, Layla's still asleep, Perry's left for work already, and yeah, so I had planned on vlogging this weekend. I had planned on doing all sorts of things this weekend, I guess, but things just didn't plan out the way I had hoped it would, and I barely picked up the camera as a result. So Friday was a really nice day. It was really cold outside, really cold, and we ended up in Brooklyn in the afternoon for something that we had to do, which I'm not going to go into right now, but yeah, Perry had a half day on Friday, so then he came home with Layla and I stayed in Brooklyn and headed down to see Kristen, who has Full and Vine Yarns and does the Young Gasm podcast, and she was hosting a knit night at her place, so I headed on over there in the afternoon. So that was a really fun evening. That was really nice to catch up with everyone and just hang out, knit, chatter, and have a good time. So that was really good. And then on Saturday, what did we do on Saturday? We were home for most of the day. We popped out, ran a few errands, but nothing too exciting, which is probably why I didn't pick up the camera too much. And then yes, in the evening Jacqueline came over and she babysat for us whilst Perry and I went out to see Thor, the new Thor film, at the cinema, which I really liked. I thought it was really funny, and I really like the way they're going with their films now, like the direction they're going in. So that was really good fun. I really enjoyed it. And then yesterday I was supposed to get out of the house and get a lot of work done and all that sort of stuff, but I ended up staying at home, working at home. I just didn't feel up for going out for some reason. And yeah, I did actually still get, I still ended up being quite productive, which was great. I managed to finish drafting all the patterns for next year's sock club, so that was really good. And yeah, I published the sock club information video, so if you haven't seen that already, it is up on my YouTube channel, and there is a thread specifically for it in the Ravelry group, which is the best place to ask questions and stuff. I have all the information written out on that thread as well in the first post, so please make sure you go and check that out. And yeah, so those clubs will be going up for pre-sale at the end of this week on Friday, fingers crossed. And then yeah, that's it really. Just been relaxing, I guess. So I've just made my coffee, so I'm gonna enjoy that. I've actually finished a bunch of socks since I last properly spoke to you. So I've finished all the socks that I had on my needles. I had 3 on the last podcast, so they are now all done. So the first I finished these were the socks I knit for Perry out of that alpaca sock yarn. These all still need to be blocked. I haven't done that yet. Then I'm trying not to show you the design. Finished the socks that I knit out of the Cozy Knitter yarn for the sock club. This is the Spectrum colourway, so you get a better idea of how the colours knit up here. I do have the other sock, I'm just there we go, 2 socks. And then yesterday morning I finished up these socks. So so yeah, these are the ones I was working on at the knit night on Friday, and then I popped in some heels during the day on Saturday, and then I knit most of the foot at the cinema the other night, and finished off the toe yesterday morning. So that was nice. 3 pairs of socks all done. These all still need to be blocked, or at least washed. I say blocked. Socks don't need blocking necessarily, but and then yeah, I need to wind up more yarn to knit more socks. So there's that. And I did actually last night, yes, over the weekend, I realised as great as Layla's hats are when it's really windy out, her cheeks have been so red since Friday. I think she might have got a bit of windburn on her cheeks, which is like, made me quite sad. So I decided to knit her a bonnet to properly cover the sides of her face, and I need to try it on her first to see how it fits, but this is where we're at. So a bit of ribbing, a bit of garter, a bit of stockinette, join it at the back, so it's really hard to see right now how this would work, but there you go. And I need to attach straps on it still, and I just want to try it on her head to see how it fits. I haven't used a specific pattern. I did look for a pattern, but I couldn't find any that I really liked, so I kind of just made up my own one. And so I whipped this up last night really quickly. It did not take long, obviously, because I only did this yesterday. And it's worsted weight yarn, it's tennis fibre arts, I think it's the iris colourway, I need to check the tag. But yeah, so that's that. I'm thinking of adding a strap or a closure of some kind at the bottom. I mean, I know I will have to, but I want to try it on her head first to see how it fits, to see what kind of strap or closure I'll put on. I'm thinking of just doing like a wide band that goes under her chin and then like fixes with a button on one side maybe, but we'll have to see how it fits. And then I might pick up and do like a nice edging around the edges, but the edges look quite nice actually as they are. I'm not sure if I will do that or not. But and I also don't know if I need to seam a bit more of the back closed or not either, but that'll just depend on how it fits on her head. So there we have it. I did take notes on how I did it, so I might write it up at some point, but yeah, for now I just wanted something that was going to cover her cheeks when we're out in the stroller and it's particularly windy. I mean, if it's just a bit cold then a hat's fine. It's just when it's really windy, like her cheeks have been so red and like the skin on her cheeks had been looking quite dry, so I've been putting like some balm on it and stuff to try and keep it moisturized. But anyway, that's that. I still need to pick up the sleeves for my mix and match cardigan. I'm planning on doing that today at some point, if not during the day then this evening. Perry's actually out this evening for an event with one of his friends, and yeah, so I've got the evening to myself. Alright, I'm gonna crack on with my coffee and some breakfast and just relax a bit before she wakes up. Good morning. Hello. I tried on the mitten. I finished. I also made her some, decided I was going to make her some mittens to go with the hat. It's a bit twisted, so I made her a thumbless mitten. This is basically what I did this morning while she was still sleeping. I just finished off the top now. The thing is, she still seems to have her hands in like a fist format, so you can see there's all this is loose at the top here because she's got her hand and a little fist in there. But this will do to keep her little hands warm. Hey? Okay, so now that I know that that fits, I need to knit the second one to go with it. Oop. Take it off and so I can show you quickly. Ooh. There we go. It's a little tiny thumbless mitten. I didn't bother putting thumbs on it because like there's no way I can get her thumb into a thumb thingy on a mitten right now. She's still too small. Yeah. Alright, my hair's a mess. I'm gonna go get myself sorted. As you can see, the bonnet fits beautifully. Hello. Yeah. It's the first time she's actually kept it on. Every time I popped it on, she just ripped it right off her little head. Ripped it right off her little head. Didn't you? Yeah. Oh, there we go. Now, the hat's a little bit big, but that's okay, isn't it? It's gonna be crooked, but it fits. I had to do the button band a couple times because the first time I did it, it was too big. Layla, what are you doing? Clearly you don't need to undo the button to get it off the baby's head, as Layla's just demonstrated. Hey? Are you proud of yourself? Okay, I need to go weave in the ends and untangle my baby from the project. Someone is throwing a strop because I wouldn't let her chew on my camera. I literally found her holding the camera that I'm recording on now and like trying to chew on it. I took it away from her and that happened. She's very quickly figuring out the whole crying when she doesn't get what she wants. And now she's trying to drag my laptop off the sofa. There's nothing wrong with her, she's totally fine. She's had her lunch, she's got a clean nappy, she's in her walker, which she loves. But she's just having a bit of a strop, really. There's no reason for it. Are you being a little bit stroppy? Yeah? There we go. Really quickly, just wanted to show you how this turned out. I popped the button on it. I knit the strap. I actually had to knit the strap twice because the first time I did it, I knit it too long. But to be honest, this is still quite a bit big for her. I probably could have knit it like an inch shorter in length to get a better fit. But this will grow with her, to be quite honest, because I can even get this on my head. So it's a pretty, it will last her a long time, I hope. And I also finished off her mittens. I do need to do I'll probably braid some yarn and make a connection, like join them together so I can thread them through her jacket or through whatever it is she's wearing. But for now, they're just on their own. So yeah, there's that. And I literally started these last night and finished them this morning. This one, I'm not even joking, the hand itself, from when I finished the ribbing to finishing the top here, took 20 minutes. Because I timed it, because Layla had her nap this morning and that's how long I had to knit it. I even woven my ends in that time as well, so it was really, really quick knit. Worsted weight yarn, big needles. The hat, like I said, isn't really following a pattern, it's just something I made up myself based on like looking at a few other patterns. There weren't really any that I liked exactly the way I wanted, so I kind of went with something different. And the mittens are an adaptation from the Tin Can Knits really easy mittens. It's a free pattern by Tin Can Knits, so I followed their instructions for the cast on. I did make a couple of modifications. For one thing, there's no thumb in these, and so I knit the cuff on 3.75mm needles. It's worsted weight yarn, and then instead of using 4.5mm needles, US 7s for the hand, I used 4mm US 6s, so because I wanted a slightly denser weave, a denser fabric. Layla. And then I did a couple of increases to increase the stitch count a bit to compensate for the lack of needle size change. Sorry, I'm trying to get a toy for her so she won't cry so much. Yeah. Anyway, so that's what that is. I literally started these this morning and finished them now. I mean, finished them this morning as well. And this I started last night, and the actual bonnet hat part was finished last night as well before I went to bed. This morning all I had to do was do the strap and sew on a button, and I didn't want to do that until I tried it on her head to see how it fit. I'll try and, she's too irritable right now to put it on her head, but I'll pop it on her later and show you guys what it looks like. I did take a picture, which I might put on Instagram in a bit, but I took a picture to send it to Perry, and his reaction, because I literally just talked to him about it yesterday, saying that I needed to make her a little bonnet because she's got quite red cheeks now after the weekend from the cold and wind. Yeah, so she has quite red cheeks after this weekend from the cold and the wind blowing and stuff. So I wanted something that was going to cover more of her face, I guess, for days when it's really windy, just to like help protect her skin. So I was talking to Perry about that yesterday, and so I sent him a picture this morning of her wearing it when we went out, and he responded back something along the lines of, do you just like think of something and it just appears, and you sort of make it happen, it happens automatically. I was like, no, it was just very quick to knit it. But I thought that was quite funny. I'll probably post his comment on Instagram because it was quite fun. I found it hilarious. I sent it to some friends and they thought it was funny as well, that even he recognizes sometimes I knit things a bit quickly. I don't know, it's just like I wanted to knit it, so I did, and it was quick and easy. And the only other thing I'd finished all my other projects other than the mix and match cardigan, and I still have to wind a little bit more yarn for that before I can start working on the sleeves, so I didn't really want to do that last night. So I cast this on, and this is the yarn. I thought I would show it to you. The label, Tannis Fibre Arts, pure wash worsted. It's the Iris colorway, and it's 100% organic merino, 4 ounces, 187 meters. So yeah, and from one ball I still have this much left over, so pretty easy to get a little baby set out of a skein of yarn. What I might do with the rest of this, and I do have a second ball, it's not as blue as it's showing up. I don't know why, the lighting's a bit funny. That's better. What I might do with the rest of this ball and the second ball that I have is I might do some little baby booties or socks for Layla, just some thicker socks for if we're going out and stuff, just as a little matching set. I was thinking of doing like a little cowl or something for her, but she wouldn't keep it on, and it seems a bit redundant when she's in the stroller, and she's got the hat covers quite a bit of her neck as well, so I don't think that would be necessary. But yeah, she's just trying to grab the camera now from behind, so if it does a sudden yank, that's what that is. But yeah, that's about it really. We went to Gymboree this morning. I filmed a little bit there, so you might have seen that by now, and yeah, we had a good time. She wore her little sweet pea dress. She's actually, if I turn you around, she's wearing this sort of like mint green top, long sleeve top, and this actually came as part of a set. I didn't buy it specifically because it was this color, it was just because it came with another one that I really wanted, and I was like, well, a plain top is always handy to have. But it actually matches the green stripes on her sweet pea dress quite nicely, the sweet pea dress that I knit for her. This one. She's not wearing it now because she was wearing it, and then she was having lunch and I didn't want her to get food all over it. But the green matches quite nicely. It's not exact, but it matches pretty well with the green in this. And so it actually works really nicely as like an underlayer, because obviously this is a short sleeve. And she's just got some cream leggings on, which also matches the sweet pea dress nicely. So that was that. So she wore this today, which was really nice. And the yarn for this is by the Cozy Knitter. It's actually one of her self-striping sock sets. So it's Cozy Knitter yarn in Antique Roses. She sent this specifically for me to knit something for Layla out of. And this was the contrasting mini that came with it for cuffs, heels and toes. So I used that for the top there and at the bottom for the garter. Yeah, you want your dress? Do you want your dress back? Yeah? Yeah? Okay. And I'm wearing my Nomadic Yarns Get Lucky socks. What are you doing? So Layla's actually been sleeping for her lunch nap now. She's almost done 2 hours, which is amazing. She hasn't done that for a while. But yeah, I finally got around to picking up the sleeve. I did wind a second skein of yarn because I do want to knit these sleeves concurrently. So this is the one that's currently attached. This is what was left over from doing the button band, and so I've wound up a second skein to do the other sleeve at the same time, and I'm literally just 2 decreases in. So this is where I picked up and 2 decreases in. The mistake I made, and I do know better because I've done this previously on other sweaters where I've not made this mistake, is I forgot to keep a couple of small nuggets of the first skein that I started with before I split for the sleeves, to sort of blend a little bit before going into the next skein. Now I don't typically bother alternating on sleeves with when I do sleeve knitting, just because it's such a pain to alternate on a sleeve. It's just such a small circumference, and I personally just find it irritating. But I do usually do it over the first few rows, just to sort of blend this skein, or whatever this skein was, in with the new skein. But I mean, on camera it doesn't look that obvious, in my opinion. You can see more on this side, surprisingly. I don't know why it's worked out that way, but you can kind of see the line where this side is ever so slightly lighter than this side. But on this side you really can't tell that much. I mean, now that I've pointed it out, you can probably see. But you can see here, this is where the sleeve started, with the new skein versus the old skein. And I do feel like it's more obvious on camera than it is in real life. And it's not enough to really bother me at all to want to rip it out and do something else. So it is what it is. I really don't mind. And like I said, most of the time it's not even all that obvious. But I'm gonna go try it on and see how it looks. So yeah, that's how the first sleeve is currently looking. And yeah, just a few inches in, but I wanted to try it on before I start the next sleeve. So yeah, I wanted to make sure that it was gonna look good. And so far I'm loving it. Yay! Someone's enjoying some broccoli this afternoon. Yeah? How are you enjoying broccoli? I don't know why it's taking me so long, but finally getting around to giving her little florets of broccoli to chew on. Don't put too much in your mouth, Nugget. Just put the whole thing in your mouth. Oh, and now you just spat a whole bunch out. That's okay. You're doing so good. Yeah? I'm just trying different vegetables every few days. I mean, she has all of these vegetables in her food already, but in terms of giving them to her as like a whole food so she can just munch on it and figure it out. Yeah.
Oh, let me just get this on.
Layla's adorable little coat arrived in the mail today.
Yeah, is it fluffy on the ears?
Pop the hood up.
Fluffy ears. Yo.
Hello.
Yeah.
This is the 12-month size. The sleeves are like really long on her, but it's adorable.
It looks like a little garden gnome.
She does, doesn't she? She doesn't look very impressed.
No.
It's cute with the toggles though. What are you doing?
Is it cheesy? Is that better? You're getting a bit warm.
Oh, dishwasher's done.
Yeah. Wow. Now he's got a new jumper.
Jacket.
Jacket.
Got a coat. She's got her first proper winter coat.
Yeah. Yeah.
Alright, so Perry's off now. He's gone out for the evening to an event, and it's just me and Layla. Layla's almost ready for bedtime. She's just having a little play in her walker, and I quickly wanted to show you my sleeve progress. So this is where I'm at. I am almost halfway through with the decreasing. here again, you can kind of see now the colour difference change, but honestly in real life it does not look that obvious at all. And even now, like, I really don't think it's that big of a deal, and it's not enough to bother me by any stretch. But anyway, so like I said, it's now, the sleeve is probably just above my elbow. I just tried it on, so it's just above my elbow when I wear it. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to getting going with this and getting the sleeve done. I still need to pick up the second sleeve. I'll probably do that after Layla's gone to sleep. There it is. Once I get about halfway on the sleeve decreases on this one, that I will come back and start again on this side, and then kind of work them concurrently, get this side to the same spot, and then kind of do one decrease at, you know, 1 or 2 or however many decreases on each side, and then switch to kind of try and finish them around the same time. Right, so Layla's asleep now, and I am just going to settle in, enjoy an evening of knitting until Perry gets back. And yeah, so I think I'm going to leave it at that for this evening. I don't think I'm going to check in again tonight, but so I'll see you tomorrow. Bye. Morning guys, it is Tuesday the 14th of November, bright and early, 6:30, not even 6:30 yet. And yeah, so I'm up, had my coffee. Just thought I'd show you where I got to last night. I ended up finishing all of the sleeve decreases for the one sleeve. I never actually got around to casting on the second sleeve, but I'm almost done with one sleeve, about a couple of inches before the ribbing. So yeah, I think I'm just going to finish the first sleeve. Grand plans and everything. I don't know, I don't think I've ever actually managed to knit my sleeves 2 at a time or concurrently. It's funny, like I have to do it with socks, otherwise I know I will never knit the second sock. But with sleeves I don't seem to have that issue. I don't know why. I don't know, I feel like sleeves are actually quite quick knitting for me compared to a lot of other things. So I don't mind doing them separately. She has the cutest little pyjamas. Yeah. So yeah, these are little British themed pyjamas, complete with little corgis and taxis and London Eye. There's Big Ben on here somewhere. I think it's on her bum. Got Big Ben. And we got the guards, Buckingham Palace guards. And yeah, it's really adorable. I really like this little onesie, little sleep suit. Hey. Look at her go. She's doing really well with standing, and she still doesn't always pull herself up completely, but she's doing really well. And yeah, she's starting to take a few steps now when we're holding her hands and stuff. So she's getting there. So yeah, I'm trying to figure out what to do today. I finished the sleeve. Surprise, surprise. Just before she woke up, I finished the sleeve. Or actually, I was just about to start the bind off when she woke up, so I just quickly bound off before I went and grabbed her. So the sleeve's done. But sorry. But my Layla, she got hold of my bag. Now she's about to drag it off the sofa. Yeah. Anyway, I'll go fix that in a minute. But yeah, so I was about to start saying, a couple of days ago, well, for the last couple of days anyway, I've been getting a little bit of pain in my elbows and my wrists on my left arm. And I'm pretty sure it's just from too much knitting. So I've been knitting a lot for the last couple of weeks. Like I mentioned before, or a few times recently, that the whole not the whole sock club, but I was feeling a little bit stressed a couple of weeks ago about not having some of the patterns knit up for the sock club for next year, and I wanted to get like a bit of a head start before the new year, just so I had a bit of buffer in case of stuff happening with the move and this, that. We're still not 100% confirmed about what's happening with that, and so yeah, so there's all those sorts of things going on that was kind of stressing me out a little bit in terms of the pattern club and wanting to get that done. So I actually sat down and figured out I've knit like 3, hang on, let me just grab my, so since, you know, the 1st of November I finished 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pairs of socks since the 1st of November, and a sleeve on this cardigan. The sleeve and the button band ribbing have all been done in November, so I still have another sleeve to go, but I feel like my wrist is starting to feel a bit of the pain from all of that. I mean, today is the 14th of November, so in 14 days I've finished, like I said, 6 pairs of socks, a sleeve and button band. So I'm going to take today off from knitting, other than what I've already done, and then maybe this evening all I'll do is just pick up the second sleeve and knit a couple of rounds, just because I find that's easier to do when Layla's not around, so I can just focus on doing it. Yeah, anyway, so what else? So yeah, I'm thinking I might go out. I've got a couple of things I need to return to Old Navy as well, so that could be good to do whilst we're out, but yeah, I haven't fully decided yet what we're gonna do, basically. You know what, I'll see how this morning goes with her nap, and then we will figure it out from there. I would like to get out today though, because like I said, I need a bit of a break from knitting, and so getting out of the house is a good excuse not to knit. So I mean, I can't really knit when I'm out and about with Layla these days, so at least not on my own. So yeah, it'll be a good opportunity to give my wrist a bit of a break. I also have some clothes I need to donate to charity, so we could take those with us. So yeah, that pretty much seems to be where we're at right now. It's all of Layla's little hand knit socks that I made her, mostly this year. This is the only one that I'd made before, which is more like a bootie than a sock, really. I've got that pair here. I knit these while I was pregnant. And then the rest are all the socks I've knit for her in the last few weeks. Oop, I dropped a pair, but yeah. So a slight change in plans. I had planned on going out today with Layla, but then I just got a reminder on my phone that our pet sitter is coming by this morning to go over the stuff for looking after the cats whilst we're away next week. So there goes my plans of heading into town today, because we're gonna get back here for 11. So what I'm gonna do instead is quickly eat some breakfast, and then Layla's all ready. I'm just gonna bung her in the pram, pushchair, stroller, whatever you want to call it, and head out to the supermarket because I really need to do a grocery shop. Nothing huge because it's only for the rest of this week. We leave on Saturday for Toronto, but we really don't have much in the way of food in the fridge, so it's gonna pick up a few bits to get through the week. And then yeah, I've got quite a lot of stuff to tidy up around the apartment today anyway, so it's probably not the end of the world. I also need to wind some yarn because I don't have any more sock yarn wound up ready to go. So I want to wind up yarn probably for a couple more of the designs and maybe one more vanilla sock for gift knitting just to take to Toronto with us. So I have some stuff to do. I would also really like to get the cardigan finished before we go to Toronto so I can wear it whilst we're away. But we will see. It depends on how my wrist is doing. I don't want to overdo it. But so yeah. Layla's actually currently obsessed with turning the Xbox on and off, which, as you can imagine, Perry finds rather frustrating when he's in the middle of a game and Layla comes rolling in and just turns off the Xbox. I find it endlessly amusing, to be quite honest. yeah, as you can see here, the hat's a little bit big. It's a bit long, or deep I guess, in the back. So when she leans her head back, the front sort of moves forward and then the chin strap moves up over her face. So I think what I'm going to do is like rip out the crown decreases at the back and make it a little bit shorter. And yeah, so it'll be a better size for her for now. So stay tuned. Remember what the last thing was I recorded, probably playing bubbles with Layla, but since having gotten home and feeding her lunch, I discovered that she's got 2 new teeth. Came out of nowhere. So the 2 teeth either side of her middle 2 teeth have popped through. So I mean, she had been a little bit irritable the last couple of days and a bit more fussy with her food, but nothing to the point where I thought she might be teething. So that explains that. She has been a little bit extra dribbly, more so than usual, which obviously is probably the teeth now. But yeah, she's doing okay. Giving her a little teether to play with. And my lunch is ready, so I'm gonna have my lunch and then put her down for a nap. So yeah, nap time didn't go as planned. Little one woke up about half an hour in, and instead of going back to sleep, she thought it would be a good time to practice standing up in bed, didn't you? Yeah? Yeah, so she thought it'd be a good idea to stand up in bed and then couldn't get back down again because she was stood up and she hasn't quite figured that part out yet. And yeah, so she got herself all worked up. I had hoped that she would just lay back down again, but after she stood up I realised that's not going to happen because she can't do that yet. She hasn't figured out how to get from standing to sitting back down again. But so yeah, so she didn't go back to sleep, needless to say, and she was getting herself really worked up. So I went in and got her. We need to lower her mattress now because that's dangerous. I need to lower her mattress. But yeah, the other thing, I mentioned it earlier actually, that she's popped 2 teeth. So I feel like that's probably had a bit of an impact on her sleep as well. And so yeah, so we're just gonna hang out at home, I think. I don't think we're gonna go to Gymboree today. It will depend on how things go because I need to try and give her another nap. And that will be roughly around the time that we were planning on going to Gymboree. No? Yeah? So I think we're going to stay at home today. So I have a little sort of like crafty art project idea, something to do with Layla. And so I might, since we're not going to, since we are not going to go to Gymboree, I am going to give that a go with her and see how that goes. It should be something that she would be good at, considering it involves doing something that she already really enjoys doing. So I'm going to go get that set up now, and yeah, I'll show you guys how that works out. Hopefully it'll be a good one. of the bonnet and re-knit it, so you can see that's a much better fit on her head there. So yeah, it's a much more snug fit. I'd say this is more of a baby size, like up to 1 year size. And then the next size up, which was what I'd knit earlier, would be more of a toddler child size. The next size up is actually very versatile. I kind of wish I'd shown it to you before I ripped the hood out, ripped the crown decreases out. I mean, I tried it on my head and it fits on my head. So that just gives you an idea of how sort of like one size fits all, I guess it is. This one is just smaller because I did it not as deep. All right, I need to change positions here. Yeah, it's more of a one size fits all type. So it will grow with the child. It's just at the moment, because Layla's still quite small, or when babies are still that small, their heads aren't that big. I mean, they still have big heads, but not as big as they will be. So this gives a much more snug fit. Yeah. Hey? What are you doing? And I also reworked the crown decreases so they look nicer. I just need to weave in this end. But I wanted to make sure it was going to fit before I did. It has been a tough afternoon with Layla because she didn't sleep much for her nap. She's clearly still teething a little bit. And yeah, she's just been a little bit irritable this afternoon, mostly because she hasn't slept. So I'm going to try giving her another nap in a little bit. And she wants to be part of the video. Yeah. You want all the attention on you all the time. And yeah, so she's also been pushing boundaries a lot lately. Today in particular, all she wants to do is do all the things she's not supposed to do. And yeah, I found her, she crawled underneath the stroller into the basket under the stroller. She managed to get in there and couldn't figure out how to get back out, and then basically lost her mind over the whole thing. But yeah, in terms of what else we're doing, honestly, I'm feeling pretty tired myself. Haven't got as much as I'd hoped to get done, mostly because she didn't sleep, so I didn't have as much of a break as I'd hoped, but that's okay. Perry's on his way home, so I'm not sure how much more I'm going to end up filming tonight. I need to wind some yarn, so I'll probably do that this evening whilst we're watching TV, and I think that's it really. I don't have much else planned. I think tomorrow we're going to go out. I'm going to try taking her out tomorrow and see if we can get out of the house and go run a few errands. And that painting thing worked out really well. I probably won't be leaving the audio on for that painting clip, only because I was on FaceTime with my mum and my brother at the same time, so you probably won't want to be hearing us chattering away in the background. But I'm thinking of getting some thicker sort of cardstock type paper, and then using her little paintings to make Christmas cards for everyone this year. So I thought that would be pretty fun and something a bit different. And I don't mind saying that because my mum already knows. I told her because she's gonna watch this anyway and she'll find out, so I just won't tell her which one is gonna be hers. And that'll be a surprise at least. So yes, I'm hoping to pop into Michael's tomorrow, pick up some better cardstock paper, and yeah, maybe a couple of other things, I'm not sure yet. Okay, actually I remember what I was going to say now. I wanted to say a massive thank you to everyone for your support and overwhelming positive response to the video I posted about the sock clubs for next year. So thank you so much to everyone who has already checked it out, left me comments, left questions and stuff in the thread that I posted in the group. So if you have asked a question, make sure you go back and check out the thread. I've been in there answering everyone's questions, and yeah, so thank you so much to everyone for that. I really appreciate all the support. And yeah, so I'm really excited that you guys are so excited about it as well. I think I'm going to sign off now for the evening. I will see you guys tomorrow. Morning guys, it is Wednesday 15th of November. It is bright and early. It's just coming up to 7 AM. I've been up for about an hour, and yeah, just enjoying just enjoying the last of my coffee and doing a bit of knitting. I realised I started a little tiny cuff. I just realised yesterday or last night that the Christmas pattern for the sock clubs, and also just a Christmas pattern I'm releasing for socks, is coming out next Friday whilst we're in Toronto, or probably just after. I'm not sure whether it'll be in the morning or when we get back. We get back Friday afternoon, but we're going up sometime on Friday and we leave for Toronto on Saturday this week. So I suddenly realised I still haven't filmed the little tutorial for the stitch pattern. So I'm planning on doing that this morning while Layla has her morning nap. It shouldn't take me too long, it'll only be like a couple minutes video, just to quickly show you how to do the stitch pattern itself. And but I don't have a sample knit up or anything ready to do that. So since I was planning on knitting Layla some baby versions of the socks, so we can have matching socks for Christmas, I just thought I would get cracking on the first one of those and get the sock started so I can use it to film the tutorial today, hopefully. So that's the plan. I have today and tomorrow to film anything, today, tomorrow and Friday basically, to film anything I need to film before we go away. This tutorial is basically the main thing that has to be done, and I also need to do a knit crate review, which again won't take me even 10 minutes to do. Those videos are pretty short. So so yeah, I just need to get this to a point where I can then start doing the tutorial for you guys, and yeah, that's basically my task for right now. I did also last night start the second sleeve on my cardigan, so this is well underway, just a tiny little bit. That purple one is where I picked up for the sleeve. I always pop in a marker where I the first round that I've picked up for the sleeve, just so I know where the sleeve starts, because sometimes when you're measuring from the underarm you can't always tell where exactly it was, so that just helps me keep track. And I've done the first decrease, so that's really as far as I got last night. I didn't really get that much of a break with my wrists yesterday. My wrists were very sore by the end of the day, with picking up Layla all the time, with her being so fussy, and just, yeah. I mean, it's fine. Clearly she's now teething, and I've realised that we've realised that's the cause of her pain. We took a little better look at her gums last night, and it definitely looks like there are more teeth getting ready to come through, so poor thing seems to be having a bit of a time with teething right now. So so yeah, I'm gonna get going, hopefully at least get the cuff done before she wakes up, and I'll check back in with you guys later. Someone's awake. Hello. Good morning. Hi. How are you today? Did you sleep well? Let's not chew on the crib, okay? Yeah. Yeah. How you doing, Munchkin? You hungry? Yeah? So we have a little baby tube sock here. This is going to be the first sock out of a pair of socks for Layla's Christmas socks for this year. So I'm using the same colourways I used for the Christmas sock pattern that's going to be coming out. And I got to this section here this morning, and when she went down for her nap, I filmed the tutorial for how to do the stitch pattern, which is on the other side, so I'm not going to show it to you. And then I let her sleep for as long as she wanted this morning, because we're going to be going out, so she's not going to sleep for very long while we're out anyway. So I let her sleep for as long as she wanted, and this is how much I got done while she slept. Basically, I'm at the toe now. So this, as you can see, there is no heel. I'm doing these as tube socks, and I've knit them slightly larger than I've knit her socks for her this year, with the hopes that these will fit her next Christmas. Maybe I might be hoping for too much there, but if they don't, they don't, no big deal. but I've done a slightly longer cuff than usual, so for this year we can have them folded down if necessary, if it's too long under the leg, and the foot should be long enough once I pop in the toe with the little contrasting red, which is an almost perfect match for the red stripes in the sock. You liking the broccoli? Yeah. Oh, don't put it down there. All right, so it's actually now 11:35, so not too far from what I'd originally planned for us to leave, and we're all ready and set to go. I'm wearing my oh, I can't remember now. It's a Jared Blood pattern. It's the brownstone pullover, and this is my Shire Stones hat pattern. I've got socks on. Layla's all dressed and ready. She's got her mix and match sweater on. She's also got socks on, and I've got her little bonnet thing here and mittens, just went flying, to pop on her when we head out. Ah, the little bonnet fits perfectly now, which is great. Not too big anymore. Sit back a second. So I found this. It's like a little windbreaker. It's really thin, but it means she can wear her knitwear underneath it for warmth, and then this is just a little wind waterproof layer on top. This is the 9 to 12 month size. I'm wondering if I should just get this next size up so it'll last her a bit longer. I'll probably do that. Hey Nugget, what do you think? You taking your little sock off? You taking your little socky off? Yeah. You want your little toes to be free? Little toes to be free? Yeah? Little pit stop for a lunch break. It's a very late lunch for me, but yeah. Oh, don't drop it. Yeah. Yeah. It's been a pretty productive day so far, actually. It's done pretty good. Yeah. Yeah. Someone had a nap on the way home. She's now awake and we're walking. I had to take her jumper off because she was overheating, and otherwise she wasn't going to go to sleep. Yeah, so she's got a couple of extra layers on now. She's awake and we're outside. So yeah, just popped my hat on. It's gotten a little bit chilly up, but it's not really that cold at all, to be honest. It's just a nice chill in the air. But yeah, we had a very productive day out. Probably the most productive day out I've had with Layla in a while. When I'm on my own, I mean. I think the last time I went out with Layla like this on my own, it's probably the day I dropped my phone and broke the screen, which is still broken, by the way. I haven't gotten it fixed. But yeah, she did really well today. No meltdowns or anything. That last time was a bit of a nightmare, really. He did so well today, Nugget. You made my life so much easier. So back home, sat on my sofa, and yeah, Perry's on his way home, and Layla's just running around in her walker. I think she's finally glad to be free. We were out the house pretty much exactly 4 hours today. She did so well. I know I've already said that, but the last time I went out with her on my own for a significant period of time, it wasn't a good day. You'll have seen because I vlogged it, but it wasn't a particularly good day. This was a few weeks ago. It must have been like back in the summer, and it was definitely a very stressful day. I broke my phone screen. Layla wouldn't nap for ages. There was a lot of tears. She had a meltdown in Trader Joe's. Like, there was a lot going on that day. I think I may have even cried at one point, not on camera, but at one point. Anyway, that was a stressful day, and so I'm glad that today, and I didn't realize it had been so long since I'd been out with her on my own, but I guess that day must have been quite scarring. I mean, obviously I go out with her on my own all the time, but generally stay within this area, within our neighborhood. But it was the first time I went essentially further away with her on my own, for, like I said, for a significant amount of time. But yeah, so it went really well. It was very productive. Layla came to join me for some fruit. Yeah? Come on, Nugget. Have another mouthful. Yeah? Nom 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 nom. Who's that?
Hello, Nugget.
Who's that?
Hello, little one.
Is that Daddy?
Hello, Daddy. Yeah. Hello, Nugget. Hello. You hello, gorgeous. Kitty. Yeah.
She's all messy.
Ooh.
Just dropped her mattress one level. So at least she should be good for now. Yeah. Oh, be careful, honey. Yeah. Oh, there you go. That was all in one. That was all in one.
Well done, Nugget.
You just want to chew on the thing, don't you?
Yeah, little nibbler.
We're going to wake up one day and find little Layla. Oh!
Oh.
Yeah?
Yeah, this is spicy. It was a shock, wasn't it, little one? It was a surprise.
It's okay.
You're... Hey! 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 Oh, she's getting tired now.
So Perry's just taken Layla to put her down for bed, and yeah, so you'll have just seen her practicing standing up. She pulled herself up in the bed again. We just dropped her mattress one level, so we're testing it out, and she stood up and then toppled back down. She's fine. She just surprised herself and a bit of a cry over it, but she's okay. And I finished a sock. So since getting home, all I've done is adding this toe. I'd gone to the toe basically before I left, and we've got one little baby tube sock. I was about to turn it around. Patterns on the other side. Can't show you that yet, but that'll be coming next week. I'm really excited. I filmed a tutorial for it this morning for the stitch pattern. it's not a complicated stitch pattern, but it's one of those that when you read the instructions and the abbreviations, it can make you go, huh? Because it can be hard to visualize sometimes, and I know some people have difficulty visualizing written instructions and like being able to figure it out in their heads how that's going to look when you work it knitting wise. So sometimes it's just easier to have a visual. Yeah, so sometimes I take it for granted that other people don't find that necessarily to be a very easy thing to do. So I'm trying to be more mindful of that, which is why I'm doing video tutorials for the patterns this time around. But yeah, that's it for this evening. I think I'm gonna just sit back, relax, maybe start the second sock, maybe work on my sleeve, my second sleeve. I've got a lot of second stuff going on, and I still have 2 skeins of yarn that I want to wind up to take to Toronto for the knitting. I'll take Grace's yarn, Babel's yarns, in her Calypso colorway. Colors are totally off right now. Don't even like take the colors as they are for what they are right now. This is in her Calypso colorway, which I can't remember if she said. I just watched a recent vlog or podcast, and she said that, I think she said this was like a one of a kind, or that she isn't sure if she can replicate it exactly. But and then also have skein of Yoshi and Lucy knits in the chocolate cake colorway. Again, color isn't perfect right now. It's showing up a lot more pink than it is. It's sort of like it's a chocolatey brown with hints of like pinks and reds, and it's the sparkle base. It's on her Brilliant, it's a Stellina base. So those will be fun. I need to wind these up, and I did split this skein of yarn that I already had wound into a cake. It's Primrose Yarn Company Rock Show on her Luscious sock base. I don't know if she carries this base anymore, but this is on the Luscious sock base, which is just a 80/20 superwash merino blend, nylon blend. And yeah, so it's a really lovely neutral with speckles of greens and blacks in there, and yellow. So these will be gift socks probably. That'll probably be my vanilla pair, or very, very simple pattern for on the go knitting when we're in Toronto. And the other 2 will be designs. Again, those are also really simple, and I think once I get going, a couple of repeats in, I'll pretty much have the pattern memorized, but there might not be ones that I want to take out and about, especially because they are designs and I might need to make adjustments or make notes or whatever. So so we'll see you tomorrow. Morning guys, so today is Thursday the 16th of November. I think today's going to be the last day that I vlog for this week. I'm going to take tomorrow off from vlogging. I have so much to do before we go away on Saturday. I still need to do all our laundry, we need to pack our bags, I need to edit the vlog, I need to edit that tutorial video that I filmed earlier this week, I need to film the Knit Crate review and edit that video, and I need to get the Sock Club patterns, the Sock Club subscriptions, I guess, or the ebooks ready to be published for pre-sale, I guess is the word. Get those ready for tomorrow morning. And yeah, so I have a lot of work to do. Sort of hit me this morning that I had quite a bit to do on that. So I'm going to take tomorrow off from recording and focus on getting some of that stuff done. I have sort of like my priorities for what I definitely have to get done today and what can wait till tomorrow and what can maybe wait, and I'm planning on taking my laptop and stuff with me so I can do a bit of work whilst we're away if necessary in the evenings when Layla's asleep. So yeah, I think that's the plan. And just to show you what I've done so far this morning since I've woken up, this is where I'm at on Layla's second sock. I got to maybe like about here where my thumb is last night before we went to bed, knit the cuff and all that, and then this morning just picked up and I'm still knitting away. I'm almost, I'd say almost halfway. But yeah, just enjoying the last of my coffee, and Layla's starting to move around, so hopefully she'll sleep a bit longer, but she looks like she's waking up soon. And yeah, I think we're just gonna have an at-home day. Yesterday was quite a day out for us. It's weird, I used to like be able to spend a whole day out and it not be a thing, but now like I get really tired after having a day out with Layla. I guess it is a bit more tiring because you're I'm using more energy to look after a child as well as doing stuff. But anyway, yeah, so I'll take you guys with me for the rest of the day, and then yeah, that'll be it. And then I'll be vlogging all of next week while we're in Toronto as well, so you guys will have another vlog to look forward to next weekend, hopefully. All right, take care, and I don't know why I'm saying goodbye. I'll see you in a bit. I have to go get Layla now, but just wanted to show you what I've done. I'm now ready for the toe. And socks are done. Cute little baby sockies. They are pretty much perfectly matching. I think this one is one row out from this one, so not that you can really tell. I mean, I know just because I knit them, but I don't think anyone else could tell. Right, so I'm about to go do laundry, and I quickly wanted to show you this. So these are the alpaca, this is the alpaca sock yarn that I used to knit Perry some socks. He's tried them on when I finished them and they fit in perfectly. I just went ahead and soaked them in, it was warm water this morning, it is now cold, but just to see if there would be any dye runoff, and there hasn't been, because I want to throw this in with our regular stuff in the laundry to see how it holds up in the wash. I didn't want to have to wait for him to wear them because these are going to be a Christmas present for him. So yeah, so we will see how these turn out. And yeah, so I've had a few questions about what detergent I use if I wash these in the laundry. I just use my regular laundry detergent. I just don't add any bleach or anything like that. If I was going to, I wouldn't put my hand knit socks in that load. If I was going to add any sort of like Vanish or OxyClean or anything like that, I wouldn't put these in. But yeah, otherwise just regular warm cycle with regular detergent. So let's see how these hold up. I'll check back in later today once I go get the laundry out the machine. Yeah? You trying to get out? Alright, 1 second, honey. So we just got back up from going to do throwing stuff in the dryer. Obviously I don't throw any of our hand knit socks in the dryer, but all of our socks go through the regular laundry, and this is everything we've worn in the last week or so, mine and Perry socks. Here is the alpaca sock yarn socks that I knit for Perry, and there is not any sign, there are no signs of felting at all. Still very good stitch definition, if that will focus. There you go. And all the fuzziness is the alpaca. It was like that prior to washing. The heel, you can see there's no fuzziness. So yeah, I think we finally found an alpaca sock yarn blend. There is wool in this as well, and nylon. So that is machine washable. I've never seen a sock yarn that has alpaca content in it, which is machine washable until now. So there you go. It is Artisan Yarns, I believe, by Knit Crate. It's their sock packer base, and this was the blueberry color. You can see how bright that blue is. I mean, compared to, this was a Malabrigo yarn, a color blue that I knit for Perry, which is definitely gotten a lot of wear. You can definitely see some fuzziness in that, but yeah, so that's held up really well in the wash, so that's good to know. Hey, so just checking in whilst Layla's having a nap. Well, I say she's having a nap, she's actually awake right now, but she looks like she might go back to sleep on her own, so I'm gonna leave her for a little bit. And yeah, I'm just working on my mix and match sweater sleeve, and I wanted to quickly talk to you or explain how I do my sleeve knitting, just because sleeve knitting's never been an issue for me with cardigans or jumpers, sweaters, whatever you want to call them. But I know a lot of people complain, especially with heavier weight garments. If you're knitting a top-down garment, there's a lot of people talk about how like it's really heavy, having the whole garment on the needles when you're trying to do the sleeve and going back and forth with the whole thing on your lap. I actually don't find that to be too much of an issue at all, and maybe the way I do it is slightly different to other people, so I thought maybe I would show you how I have it all set up so it doesn't cause me any sort of like pain or discomfort, I guess. Alright, so I'm going to try and show you what I do. Basically, I have the whole in this case I have my cardigan just like spread out on my lap. So here's the sleeve. And so what I end up doing is I knit across one side, and then I just turn the sleeve. I leave the fabric a little bit twisted, knit across the other side, and then turn it back. And so all I'm actually turning when I'm knitting is just the sleeve. I don't pick up and turn the whole garment every time I turn my work, which just means I'm not picking up the weight of the garment every single time I'm turning it. So it doesn't slow me down in that sense, and then there's no weight issue either. And I pretty much only ever really knit sleeves if I'm at home. I don't tend to work on garments out and about on the go, especially now with a baby. But I typically only work on garments at home anyway, so I'm usually sat on the sofa kind of like I am now, and so you know, the weight of the garment or whatever it is I'm working on is just on my lap. So yeah, so I don't really get that issue that a lot of people seem to have with knitting top-down garments when it comes to the sleeves. I mean, obviously the other way to do it is to stop after you split for the sleeves and knit the body for like a couple of inches so there's a bit of fabric there, and then go back and do the sleeves first and then finish off the body. I mean, that's another way to do it if you are really concerned about that issue. But yeah, like I said, I just had that being mentioned a few times and thought I would show how I do it, just in case that helps somebody. Hey guys, so just checking in quickly with a little roundup for my week. So since the last time I podcast, I finished this pair of socks for Perry, which are actually almost dry now, so you can see better how there's no pilling or anything at all. The fuzziness is because it's an alpaca yarn. I also finished these socks, which are going to be a gift pair for a friend. They look quite Christmassy actually, although they're not, or at least I don't think it's a Christmassy colourway. It is by Knitting Handmade in the Satarangi colourway. I did finish another pair of socks, but it's a design for the sock club, so I can't show you those. That was out of the Cozy Knitter yarn in her Spectrum colourway. Then I also did a little bonnet and mittens set for Layla. This is out of Tennis Fibre Arts on the Pure Wash worsted base in the Iris colourway. And I also knit Layla a pair of baby tube socks, Christmas socks, and this is in the Christmas pattern, which will be coming out tomorrow actually. So I've decided to move up the release date of the Christmas pattern to tomorrow because the pattern's ready. The sock clubs are going live tomorrow. The Christmas pattern may as well go live at the same time. Although to be honest, by the time you see this, it will have already happened. So I don't want to show you the pattern just in case this doesn't go up until before the pattern. Sorry, I don't want to show you the pattern just in case this video does go up before the pattern's released. But yeah, so I'll definitely show you the design in the next vlog. And yeah, so that's everything. The only other thing that I've been working on this week was my mix and match cardigan, which I'm still working on the second sleeve. I'm a few decreases in, but I've had so much work to do today, and quite honestly, with all the cooking and all the chopping of vegetables and stuff, my wrist is sort of acting up again a little bit. So I'm trying to take it easy and just getting a bunch of other work and admin-y stuff done. Yeah, so I'm trying to not overdo it with my wrist before we go away, just because I don't want to have any issues. And to be honest, picking up Layla and stuff these days is in itself quite it's quite hard on my wrists. For those of you who don't know, I have broken both of my wrists in the past. My right hand once, my left hand twice. So when I say like I have old injuries that flare up, that's what I talk about. That's what I mean. So every now and again, I just need to take a bit of a break. And so yeah, that's it for now. I think this might be it for this week's vlog. I'm probably gonna sign off now. Yeah, so that's it for this week. Thanks so much for joining us, or joining me I guess, and I will speak to you soon. I'll be vlogging again from Saturday, so not that much of a break. So see you in Toronto.